It's so easy to quit on things once they get to be hard. And you may have time go by, and then you might see somebody that is doing something that you wanted to do. And then the only difference is that they did it and you decided not to do it. And with a lot of people who come from families where they aren't necessarily the most encouraging to each other, that animo would mean that there's some things you have to do for yourself. There's some fights you have to fight for yourself, and there's some times you have to speak up for yourself. And we're so used to having other people stand up for us. Animo is when no one else is around, and it's time for you to speak up for yourself. You know, the family as heroes, he mentioned that to me in the beginning, our first conversation. He said, you know, in most movies you see that, you know, the corporate industry wins or the company wins. But in this movie, the family's gonna be the heroes. The family's gonna save the day. And I thought, well, how's he gonna do that? You know, it's brilliant the way that it's done, because this family unifies to be heroes. I think as a world feature, that this will hit people like no other. And the fact that I think it's going to be a really good movie as well. So it's going to speak, you know, we speak Spanish, there's some Portuguese in it, there's a lot of English in it, but there's some great music in it. And it's really going to be really funny and exciting and theatrical and explosive and all the things that make these movies great movies and movies that stand the test of time. This movie is going to be explosive and dynamic and theatrical and above and beyond exciting, with a bit of a different tint, and a tint that the world's been waiting to see. We're so quick to judge somebody by the way they look, and Rudy's a bit of a contradiction of the way that he looks. You know, he's very intelligent, but he looks like he doesn't care what time it is, but he does. And, you know, he lives with his mom, he sleeps in the living room. It's all the things that that I've seen with my own eyes with brothers of friends that I have. I think it's an homage to all of the brothers. I think it chose Jaime because I think in all that he's a good guy, you know, a young guy, and understanding where he is in the position of the family. I think, you know, going to college and coming back and not really having a lot of options, and having a family that is maybe, you know, low income, struggling. They struggle, like a lot of families struggle, that I think the Scarab would choose somebody who would use the ability for good. The way that he adjusted all of us to be together with not even working on the script first, but just being around each other was a brilliant move for us to get used to being with each other, you know. And there's nothing that can take the place of chemistry within a group of people, and that was more important to him than was whether we knew the words or not. So he's a very special guy, you know, very special guy, and has been from the moment that we spoke. You've seen nothing until you've seen the Blue Beetle costume deploy, and you've seen the pinchers detract, and you've seen him fly, and then you've seen him fight, and he does it in a dark blue and black kind of charcoal, which is maybe the coolest colors of all. But it's more of a skin than it is an actual costume. I would say that just by looking at it, it looks like it would be a great place to be, with an undercurrent of corruption and undercurrent of evil, but on the exterior, the look of paradise. But then behind the scenes, where the evil lurks, that there would be people who are meant to do it harm.